Hey, what's up guys? I want to tell you about some other stuff that I have going on this channel. So if you go to the top of the channel, you'll notice that there's some links up here that you can check out. And the first one here is for the magazine that I've created. It's a retro gaming magazine called Super Mega Graphics 64. There's 4 issues out. You can still buy these physically. So if you're interested in retro gaming, you're looking for a magazine, something like that, you do have some options there and it's still available to buy. Also, I do have this last link down here, which is some t-shirts that I've been creating. So if you're interested in t-shirts, there's a lot of different options. You can get different colors and sizes and stuff. And that's something that I will continue to work on and offer, and hopefully more options will be appearing for that. Merchandising. So if you're interested in t-shirts or magazines, I've got you covered. Check it out if you're interested. And that's it. Just want to let you guys know about it. Hello. What's up guys? It is Sunday. It's about 5:30 p.m. here in Texas. We had some crazy thunderstorms. So hopefully, cross your fingers, this thing stays live. I make no promises. I cannot control the weather. But I wanted to come on and stream and hang out with you guys a little bit. I got some more super graphic stuff I want to show you. Some pretty cool stuff. Also want to show you, I'll just show you this real quick. There's videos coming of this at some point, but I'm only doing one Evercade video a week. They're going to be on Mondays. So there'll be one that comes out tomorrow, but then it's just once a week. I'm trying to space them out because I don't have a whole lot of Evercade stuff to do. But I want to show you this. Hang on, let me bring this up. I just got these in. It is all of the Toplans. 4 of them. That's going to be a while before I get to it on the channel, but I haven't even played them yet. I'm excited about them. I actually got this second one from Walmart, and it came in a while back. Haven't played it yet because I was waiting to get them all. The other 3 came from Amazon and actually shipped from England. So pretty excited about that. That's going to be pretty good. So yes, there's a lot of new content that's coming to this channel. This is a big thing I wanted to talk about tonight. I'm really glad you guys are here. By the way, Prime 1 gets the pinned comment. Hola, Prime 1. PJ Smith is also here. What's up, PJ? Mike Wolf. The wolf is among us. The Metal Torso is also here. Hello, Metal Torso. Anybody else that happens to come in, feel free to say hi. You don't have to, but I love hanging out with you guys and talking with you. And I want to talk to you about what's going on with the channel. I'm going to run the risk of upsetting some people. I know that. No matter what I do, literally no matter what I do, there's always going to be a chance that it will infuriate certain individuals or certain people, or I don't even know. It could be anyone. It could be a person that never got upset with anything, and all of a sudden I become the enemy. This happens to me a lot. No matter what I do or what I have done in all the years I've done YouTube, I have tried like hell to not do that. I don't like upsetting people. I don't like having problems with people, but it happens. So, having said that, Born Distracted, what's up, dude? Having said that, I'm going to tell you what's happening with the channel. And if it does piss you off, or if you don't agree with what I'm doing, I understand. I'm not saying that I know better than you. I'm not saying that you're wrong for feeling the way you do, but I'm just going to tell you what's happening with the channel. Okay, and I'll explain why everything's happening that's happening. So if you missed the little promo that I did at the beginning of the stream, that's okay. I'll tell you what that was about, and then I'll expand upon that. The magazines are available to purchase. They've been available to purchase for quite a while. There was an incident where they got took down for a while because of some shenanigans that somebody was up to, but they've been back for a while. It's fine. So they're available. There's links at the top of the channel and in pretty much every video and stream that I do. You can get those magazines if you want. There's 4 of them. I haven't made any new ones in a while now. It's been over a year. But that is going to change because I am going to be I am starting to work on issue number 5. And I plan to just continue making this magazine and releasing a digital version and a physical version like I did before. The next issue is on the Neo Geo. That is the new issue that's being worked on, and there'll be different as we go, different topics for different magazines. Some of the magazines are not even going to be like that, like a topic, so to speak. But there's a lot going on. So I am starting to work on that again. I've returned a lot of things to this channel that I had taken away for a long time, and that's partly because I had really let a lot of criticism get to me, and I had a lot of mixed feelings about what I was doing with the channel and as a YouTuber, but I've resolved most of that in my head at this point. And, so there's going to be some changes. First of all, magazine is returning. I'm also now making t-shirts. I decided I do all this artwork and I have all these consoles that I take all these photos of and all this stuff. I should do something with that that's interesting to me, that's creative, that would help me because I can order t-shirts and they'll be a more reasonable price than if I try to get them from other places and stuff. So I'm making t-shirts now. I've got a few of them up already. There's more of them coming. You can find the link to that also on the page if you go to the top and look in the links and stuff. But I'll try to make it as obvious as I can as far as how to find that kind of stuff. So I'm making t-shirts. And I was like, okay, I'm doing merch, I guess. Because there's a lot of other merch that is available through that link as well. But it's mainly t-shirts and stuff. So anyway, that's happening. I have re-enabled... this was like difficult for me. I'm still struggling with this a little bit. But I have re-enabled super chats and all that stuff that goes along with monetization. There are a couple of reasons that I did that. One, because I'm not sure about this, but I think that it is entirely possible that disabling some of these features has hurt me in the algorithm and how Google and YouTube do things. So for that reason, and because I just have decided finally to just do my channel. I'm just going to do my channel and not let this bother me. I'm not going to let this monetization stuff bother me. I'm just going to do the channel. And I'm going to work to provide a service, which is what I wanted to do a while back, and I was doing a while back before I let my head get all confused about, you know, the dilemma of making money on YouTube. It's a strange thing to get into your head. But anyway, so yeah, super chats and all that kind of stuff is returning. Also, I'm going to enable memberships again. Yes, I am going to enable. It's only one tier. It's 99 cents. It's the lowest I could possibly make it. But there's some reasons for that. Other than, like I said, I'm just doing YouTube now. But it's related to the magazine, because if you remember the last time I did the magazine, one of the features that one of the benefits that I was trying to offer people was a digital version of the magazine if you became a member. And that's going to be a thing. That's going to return. In fact, it's going to be a lot more than that. A lot more than that. Because when I was making these t-shirts and stuff, I was like, you know, I want to really maximize the benefit that I can give to a member, and not just like with the digital version of the magazine, which I think is a good thing, but I can do better than that. So these t-shirts and stuff that I'm offering, there's artwork that I'm creating that's going to be used on those t-shirts and is being used on the ones that are already available. But there's a lot more artwork and photographs and technical stuff and gameplay stuff. There's a lot of work that I do in digitally that I would love to share with people. So what I'm creating is a members vault, a members archive that is going to be available for members. If you become a member, you'll get a link to it, and you can go into that vault and download anything in there and do whatever you want with it. And it's going to include the digital magazines. It's going to include digital articles that I have written and are going to be writing, some of which will be in new magazines as I get them completed. It's going to have a crap ton of photographs of various video game hardware, from consoles to controllers and joysticks. Prime One. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. Prime One with $20. We're back doing this, and it's going to take me a minute to get used to this concept. Prime says everyone in here is getting memberships. Thank you, Prime One. You're awesome, dude. You're very awesome. Let me continue and tell you what all this vault has. Okay, so digital magazines, digital articles, photographs of different kinds of hardware, game photographs, games from, photographs of all kinds of different games and stuff like that. It's also going to have a free music archive that's going to include music that I own the rights to from when I worked on a game a long time ago called Deceit and Conquest. music from a movie that I made, an indie movie that I made that I own the rights to also. And then a lot of AI music that I'm going to be adding to this video game related stuff, fun stuff, that'll be in that archive. And people can download it, listen to it, do what they want. It's just available for members. And the last thing that I'm going to add into that archive is a section for cheat codes and strategies and stuff. And that's going to be, when I say cheat codes, yes, legitimate old school cheat codes, but also a place where you can easily find the character string cheat codes that you would plug into like an EverDrive or something like that. So things like that, things of that nature. So there's going to be quite a bit of stuff in this vault, in this members vault. I'm working on it now. I'll continue to keep adding stuff. And part of the member thing is going to be videos that I put out for members and posts that I put out for members, updating on all these changes as they continue to develop. Because there's going to be, like I said, this has given me a whole lot to do, but it's focusing me and giving me a whole new motivation to actually work on the magazine, put out new issues, and provide something new for the channel that's interesting to me. Something where I can actually do a lot of work that's not just playing video games. Because I love to play video games and stuff, but I really like to dive deep into projects and really put a lot of work into things also. So this will be a motivator for me in a lot of ways. And hopefully you guys will feel like you're getting some decent content. And it's at the lowest price that I could set it. So, you know, hopefully that's acceptable to everybody. Of course, you get your regular member stuff with that also, like member shout outs. You get a different like color thing when you type a message in the chat, something like that. Emojis, loyalty badges. I've already done some of that. So there's a lot. There's a lot that's going to be coming from that in the very near future. So magazine is coming back. We got t-shirts and stuff like that. Different kinds of merch is there. I don't even know if I make any money on that. I really don't have any idea. I'm not even concerned about it. And then there's this membership thing, which is returning. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this. And if you think this is a fair idea for everybody, if you feel like this would be a reasonable thing for the channel, because I think it's pretty fair. And I definitely think it's going to help me focus more on what I'm doing and have more motivation to really create more stuff and share that with you guys. But I'm very curious to know your thoughts on all this. And I'm sorry if it is annoying when if I'm doing little spot ads talking about the merch or talking about my magazine or stuff. I'm sorry if that is annoying, but I want to remind people about this because I am putting a lot of work into all this stuff. Okay, let me back up in the chat. I am so far behind and I apologize. There was much to discuss. Mike says, did you get the pinned comment? I haven't had that in months. Well, Mike, we'll get you a pinned comment. Don't worry. We'll get that taken care of. I was already on the phone when the stream notified. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that helps. Mike says, damn, I need insider information. Yes. PJ says, oh, he's saying hi to everybody. Any Tandy content? Wow. The only Tandy that I've ever owned was the TRS-80 microcomputer with the chiclet keys. We had a cassette player hooked up to that thing. My cousin had the fancy one that had the actual keys. He had the little joysticks. I was very jealous. We ended up getting an Apple IIe after that. But the Tandy, many nights of entering ridiculous strings of text and watching color bars with random noises. It's good times. It was a different time. Metal Torso, I'm already offended. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Prime 1, what? No more Castlemania? Maybe. We might do Castlemania again at some point. It's possible. Never say never. I learned that from James Bond. Last line, I am feeling more retro already. All right, awesome. Yeah, it is retro, isn't it? Going back to this, going back to the memberships and stuff. That's funny. Mike says, "Are we not?" Okay, I don't know what I'm reading. I'm making up words in my head. Mike Wolf says, "Will we not stop building this channel up? We will not stop building this channel up until Cyrus is producing YouTube videos out of what looks like an adult film production set." Challenge accepted. I like the way you think. I like the way you work, kid. Yo diggity. I'm not going to finish that song. Thank you, sir. Last line. New magazines. Also, please do a big book of the first 4 together. I will try to figure out how to make that happen. It's easier said than done, and I'll tell you why. There's an enormous amount of photographic content in the magazines, an enormous amount. And it pushes the limits of what I can do to have, like, one of those magazines, I can't remember which one, maybe it was the Sega one. It was, the page limit that I got to was really pushing the system. It might be better now. It might be better now than it was. But I was having a hard time because it would crash on me all the time. That's why I had to upgrade my computers. But it might be better now. I might be able to do better now. I'll see what I can do. Because that was something I wanted to do, was to combine all 4 into one big thing. Oh my. So I'll see. I'll see if that's possible. It was a problem the last time I tried to do it. The last line, Sai takes away and gives back. Yeah. The Sai giveth and the Sai taketh away. PJ Smith says, I just snagged a tee. Oh, cool. Awesome. I mean, they're pretty good. There's different quality of shirts you can get. There's different colors. There's a lot of customization. I designed the shirts to where if you chose different colors, mostly you have several different colors you can pick from that look good. Some of them, the text doesn't, it's a little too dark for certain colors and stuff, but there's a lot of options. So I'm planning on ordering several myself. Several of them. Cyrus finally monetizing. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. Born Distracted. Are you bringing back Eugene? Eugene has never been taken away. Eugene has always been here, silently, watching from the shadows. No one has ever known we were among you until now. What movie's that from? 10 points if you know that movie. Mike says that's awesome. I remember some scumbags started selling them. Yes, that was the problem. We had a weird situation, and it's been resolved as far as I know, but I'm really not going to worry about it. If it happens again, it happens again. I'm just going to do my thing. I'm really not going to worry about it. With the big Pimpin' 20. Yeah, that was really cool, Prime One. I appreciate that very much. Thank you, sir. Jeffrey is here. Go game go. Cyrus, you don't need a reason to monetize your channel. Just do it and don't worry about what others say. I'm working on that, Jeff. Jeffrey, thank you. That's what I need to hear. It's really hard in my head. I appreciate that. I'm trying to get there. By the way, Jeffrey, I got a Super Graphics, and I was giving credit to PJ and Casey for this, but really, if I'm going to be completely fair and honest, Jeffrey, you, when we were doing that TurboGrafx stream, and you started talking about the Super Graphics and how cool it looks, and got me thinking about how cool it looks and everything, that was really the straw that broke the camel's back. You guys were playing Super Graphics stuff. I couldn't play it on the stream. And then you start talking about the console and how awesome it looks and how cool it is. And I was like, I think I'm going to buy a Super Graphics. I don't regret it. I freaking love this Super Graphics. It is unnecessary, but really cool. And some of the stuff that the homebrew community has done is fascinating. I'm going to show you some more stuff that I found that's really cool. Super Graphics, wow. Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. So thank you, Jeff. Jeffrey. I'll make that song, by the way, part of the archive. So anybody that wants the Jeffrey song will have access to it. So we can spread your song across the internet, Jeff. Hopefully I don't get a cease and desist from the estate of Kenny Rogers, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Jeff, I need to get one at some point. Jeffrey, I'll tell you this. I think we have a lot in common, especially when it comes to TurboGrafx and how we feel about the hardware and the games and everything. And I'll tell you this. The reason I didn't spend less and get an Analog Duo, which I could have done. They have one at the retro store that I like to go to. They have an Analog Duo just sitting over there. I could have just gone over there and got one and paid less money. But I'll tell you this. I think I know you well enough to say that I think we have a similarity about how we feel about things. And if you buy something that doesn't really satisfy that thing that you're trying to do, if it doesn't really scratch that itch that you're trying to scratch, then it's just going to be a problem. And later on, you're going to go, I should have just done the thing instead of this other thing. And that's what was on my mind. That's why I canceled my Analog Duo pre-order back in the day, because I knew it wasn't going to be what I really wanted. The SuperGrafx is what I really wanted. And it's fantastic. It's very good. So I'm very happy with it. Let's see. PJ, yeah, what Jeffrey said. Yes. Go Game Go. I need to get one at some point. That's worth a membership right there. Thank you. So memberships haven't started yet. They have to approve my thing again. So maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Yeah, I promise you guys there's going to be a lot of content for memberships. Free digital magazines, articles, cheat codes, tons of photographs of hardware and games and stuff, music. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be in this members vault, the members archive. So it's not, I'm not asking money for no reason. There's a lot. And all the work that I'm doing for this vault is going to feed into the channel, into the magazine, and into the t-shirts. And it's all sort of like connected. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this all plays out. But yeah. Prime 1, Cyrus, how are you getting RGB out of the SuperGrafx? I'm using the Engine Block AV. So I'm using the EDFX box from Crix. Crix makes the Turbo Everdrive Pro, which I have, and he also makes this little box called the EDFX, and it integrates with the Turbo Everdrive Pro. There's settings in the Pro that tell the EDFX certain things to do with audio and stuff like that. So I wanted to get that with this, and it works great. I actually bought a separate HD Retrovision cable just for that, because it uses the Genesis 2 HD Retrovision cable. So I have one on my Genesis and I have one on my SuperGrafx. So it's beautiful. Look, I'll show you. I got it running right here next to me. I got it right here. Hang on. Where's the jet? That one. That's what it looks like. And it's pretty good. I will say this. I did notice very faint gel bars if the screen is like totally one color. It's not a big deal. It's not bad gel bars like what I had on my first Neo Geo. That was bad. It's just a little faintness of gel bars. I don't see it often. I only see it once in a while. Like on Bonk, I noticed it a little bit. I know that there is a fix for that. So maybe I'll talk to Chris Courage at some point and get him to do the gel bar fix for my SuperGrafx. But it's not a big deal. It doesn't really bother me at all. But it is there. I did notice it slightly. But other than that, the picture is, I mean, absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Never seen the TurboGrafx look so good. Because it's a SuperGrafx. It looks super good. Born Distracted, how come the SuperGrafx doesn't have a cape? Not all heroes wear capes. Born Distracted. I don't know if you've ever heard that expression. You know, there are plenty of superheroes that don't have capes. In fact, I think that statement is somewhat prejudiced. You're somewhat prejudiced just by saying that. How dare you? How dare you, Born Distracted? I'm tempted to time you out, but I won't. But I am tempted. Hell Tantrable, what's up? What's up, Hell? Hello, hello, Hell. Jeffrey says, the video quality is amazing. It is very nice. It is very nice. It is beautiful. Prime 1, the EDFX gives you stereo sound with the Turbo EverDrive. I don't have that option with the engine block AV, only mono. Well, there you go. That's another reason I had to have the EDFX. So, speaking of super graphics stuff, I do want to show you guys some stuff that I found. Some really cool homebrew demo type stuff. Some pretty cool stuff. Let me show you this. We're going to turn it off, turn it back on. Put your left foot in, take your right foot out, and we'll do the hokey pokey. I want to show you this real quick. So this is right here. This is, I was mentioning on the last stream I did that there was a shmup that somebody had made. It was a homebrew. It wasn't finished, but it was a super graphics shmup, and I had seen a video for it, but I wasn't sure if you could get it. And I did get it. That's what this is. So I want to show you this real quick. The sound is not really, it's not finished by any stretch of the imagination, but it does work. Yeah, they're just using like sound effects from other things or whatnot. There's not very many sound effects at all. It's mostly just silent. So this is just like a unfinished homebrew shmup that somebody was working on for super graphics. Quite a bit of parallaxing, as one might expect. It's okay. It's not anything too crazy, but I just thought it was pretty interesting. But there is some stuff I want to show you that's pretty wild. Pretty wild. So, I mean, this basically just goes on forever. It doesn't actually end or do anything, really. It just kind of continues on. I wish they would have finished it, because it doesn't look too bad. With some awesome music and, you know, finished up gameplay and stuff, this could be really cool. Alright. We have other stuff to look at. Savitor, what's up, Savitor? How you doing, man? Hell says, taking a little break before I update the next set of characters. Oh. The next set of characters. What all are you working on, Hell? Like, tell everybody what you're working on. Give us some more, give the details, Hell. People want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. I'll tell you this. I don't know if I've ever made it clear, guys, but I'll be 100% clear about this. I don't have any problem with people coming on my channel in the chat and promoting what they're doing. I have no problem with that. I don't understand why other people do have problems with that. I've never understood that. If you want to come on here and talk about what you're working on, your projects, your YouTube channel, I mean, as long as it's not like crazy, you know, if you're just working on stuff, you know, feel free to talk about it. You know, I'm down for that. I love that. I love when people share what they're working on, because I like to watch your guys' stuff and check out the things you're working on. So I would really appreciate that. Luke is with us. What's up, Luke? Time for Castlemania? No, not really, Luke. Not really. Not right now. Luke, I'll be very curious what you think about these decisions that I've made. I don't know if you heard what I was talking about earlier, but there's a lot of changes coming to the channel. You might have noticed some of it already. Memberships are coming back, and they're going to involve a bunch of free stuff that I'm giving to members. I'll go through it real quick one more time, and then I'll move on. I won't harp on this the whole show. So I am starting the magazine again. There's a new issue in the works already. It's Neo Geo focused. I'm going to continue working on the magazine. I'm also making t-shirts now. All of the t-shirts and the magazines are available. You can find them at the top of the channel and the links and stuff. But new stuff is coming. Memberships are back, and with memberships, you're going to continue to get the digital versions of all the magazines for free. They're part of the members vault. There's several things that are in the members vault, including that. But also, you're going to be getting a ton of photographs of video game console hardware, different types of hardware, stuff like that. Music, free music archive, some of which is stuff that I own rights to, some of which is like AI type music and stuff like that. But free music, articles that I'm writing for the magazine will also be available in there before the magazines even come out. Cheat codes and strategies and stuff that I'm assembling into a sort of a database will be in there. Photos of gameplay. There's all kinds of stuff that's going to be in that. So yeah, the membership will be starting maybe tomorrow. I'm really not sure, but it is coming back. It is coming back. So, and it's only going to be 99 cents. So it's not going to be super expensive, but there is quite a bit that I'm offering with that. So anyway, I won't keep, like I said, going over this over and over. Luke says, can I promote my OnlyFans? If you actually were to start an OnlyFans, Luke, I would let you do that. Because that would be the circumstances that would have to align. The planets would have to be in a certain trajectory. Let's just say I believe there are certain other horrifying circumstances that would take place before such a thing would happen. So yes, Luke, if you ever do OnlyFans, we will promote your OnlyFans. Absolutely. Born Distracted Psy, is there a Game Shark type device for your Super Graphics EverDrive? Well, since you said that, you don't have to do that because the EverDrive has built-in cheat code stuff, and that's part of what my database for cheat codes is going to entail, is a listing of these types of cheats. You can see, oh, you can't see it on the screen. Hang on, I'll pull it up. Sorry about that. So if you go into the EverDrive, like I'm in Legendary Axe right here, right? I click that, I go into cheats, and there's several that I've already added. You have to add these in. See the string of numbers right there with the like 1F00AC14? Okay, that's a cheat. And then the description next to it is something that I added to describe what the cheat does. But if you look up these numbers, you can find these on the internet. They're just kind of scattered around. They're not really that easy to find. So one of the things I'm doing is going to be creating a database where I just keep all this stuff easy, in an easy to find place. It's just another part of what I'm putting in the archive. It's not like a big deal, but I wanted to put it in there too, because these cheats are also going to be in my magazines, along with the like old school retro cheats, like the normal type of cheat codes and stuff like you would find. So yes, you don't have to have some special device. The EverDrive does that on its own. Hell says, updating all of my comic book characters along with drawing newer ones I didn't get to yet. Awesome, dude. Well, Hell, if you're in my Discord or not, feel free to go into Discord and share some, photos or anything you got, because that's really cool. Mike says, pimp decisions. Oh my. That's what I think. Well, thank you, Mike. Luke says, I'd do memberships or something if somebody only hadn't gotten my channel demonetized last year. Oof. That's not good. I didn't realize that had happened to you. You probably told me about that, Luke, but I did not remember that happening to you. That's horrible. Wow. I can't even believe that happened. I mean, I do believe you. I'm not saying I don't believe you, but holy crap. I don't even know what to say about that. That's crazy. Metal Torso Cyrus, I had an important call I had to take. Could you back over everything you just said, starting with the magazines being back? Thanks. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Are you being serious? I don't mind, but if you're joking with me, please don't make me don't make me do that. But I'll do it if you really need me to. It's fine. Born Distracted, sorry, Si, I forgot you mentioned the cheats in your earlier video. Oh, yeah. Hell says, EverDrive having built-in Game Genie really helps a lot. Indeed it does, sir. Indeed it does. Okay, I want to show you these Super Graphics. We looked at this one just a second ago, right? This one down here. But I got some other ones that are pretty wild. Some of these work better than others. Some of them are kind of glitchy. But like, let me show you this one. This one is basically F-Zero running on Super Graphics at a high resolution. It's 512 lines of resolution. This is pretty cool. Now the track itself looks kind of low res, but your vehicle is definitely at a higher res. And I mean, the fact this is I stopped and looked at my settings. Sorry about that. Hang on, turn the volume up a little. Okay. Yes, if you take your eyes off the screen that you're controlling, it makes it hard to control what you're doing. That's something about video games that I've discovered. I don't know if you guys have discovered that. Obviously, I think they could have done better music, but the fact that there's any music is actually a bonus. So anyway, there's this one, which is kind of fascinating to look at. You could imagine, like, if they really wanted to, what this could look like on Super Graphics. All right, hang on. We got plenty of other stuff to take a look at. Hang on. Oh, Metal Torso, I'll rewatch to see what I missed. Okay, that's fine. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. All right. So some of this stuff, like, okay, this one shows off basically like real-time rotation that can be done on the Super Graphics. This is something that Super Nintendo could do because it has the Mode 7 stuff. Genesis can do this, but not really. They just have to animate the tiles, basically. It's like a trick. So anyway, yeah, just real-time rotation. Very interesting. We're going to get a lot more impressive. Trust me. Don't worry. Don't worry, guys. All right. Now this one does some polygons, but it's kind of choppy and stuff, but there's a better one after this. I just want to show you. Like, it's doing a Star Fox effect, but it is kind of, obviously, that's going to give you seizures, probably. That's terrible. It's just interesting they're doing it, right? You might think, well, that's as good as it can get for Super Graphics with the polygons, right? That's probably as good as it can get. Well, I won't play this any longer because I know it's going to, like, seriously give you a headache. We can do better than that. Trust me, we can do better than that. All right. And that was the second one. We go to the third one here. Now we're doing the rotation stuff. And we're playing a game. So they made this one a little bit more complex. Not really any sounds or anything, but damn it. These guys always kill me right when I get there. Got one of them. Okay, got the other one. There we go. Oh, damn, I died right there. Anyway, you get the point with that. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Kevin B. Hall. What's up, Kevin? He says, rotation is the devil's effect, more like mode 666. I'm telling the Lord. How dare you, Kevin? Don't rat me out to God. Damn it. Damn it, Kevin. BJ says, this game is going to make me throw up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Born Distracted. It's kind of like Gauntlet with tanks. Yeah, it is. It's a good comparison, actually. Okay. Now we'll go down to 4. which is more of the polygons, but it's kind of choppy, right? Like what we were seeing before. Probably running a little better, but still choppy and weird. The strobe kind of effect. So again, you might be like, well, that's about as good as it's going to get, right? With the polygons. Well, there's one more. There's one more with the polygons. And that one fixes the issue. This one right here. Now look at this. This really makes you go, oh my. This is just running straight off the EverDrive, right? This is just the Super Graphics hardware and a ROM, you know? The EverDrive's not doing nothing except providing a ROM. So, makes you think, what's possible with the polygons? It could do some stuff. It could do some stuff for reals. For reals, yo. So we can do some 3D animation and make it into a game and actually play it on the Super Graphics. But how good can 2D get? How good can two-dimensional graphics get for the Super Graphics? Because I think they can be... I mean, we've seen the retail Super Graphics games, right? They're really good, but I wonder if it could get better. I wonder if, like, a homebrew person who really studied the hardware and had time to work on it, if they could do something that looked kind of absurdly better in a way that you might not expect. I'm building this up. I'm sorry. I'm building it up way too much. Hang on. More curious about the homebrews. Oh, yeah. Okay. Super Graphics. So, this stuff here is... There's some tech demos and some slideshows. And the slideshows are not what you think. They're not just photos. They're utilizing the actual hardware of the system to do some pretty amazing stuff. But first, we're just going to look at some tech demos here. There are 3 here that are... I'm just going to show you, okay? Have you ever played In the Hunt? I know you've played In the Hunt. Classic arcade game. You played it probably on PlayStation, Saturn. You've seen those versions of In the Hunt and what they look like. So how good could a 16-bit In the Hunt actually look, right? How good could it be? Well, I don't know, because we don't have a full version of it. We just have these demos. But let's see what this looks like, because that's the whole point, is just to see what might be possible with the Super Graphics with these demos. And we'll start with In the Hunt. So I'm not playing the game, okay? I'm just watching this with you guys, but I can change the scene if I want to and show you more. For instance, there's that. And that. Hell says, I see YouTube as being stupid again with the word filter. Oh, sorry about that. Born Distracted. Luke, have you figured out your new N64 EverDrive yet? Ah, that's pretty cool EverDrive. I still have that old ass one, the ED64 that Luke was talking about. That's the only one I have. You can see the animation actually happening in the background here. So, like I said, it's not really the game. It's like examples of what could be done if they were to port it to the Super Graphics. That's kind of the theme with this. But the level of detail and the colors, and it's just, I think this is very, very impressive stuff. Luke says the 64DD stuff just took a minute to figure out. There you go. Yeah. Can you imagine playing this on there on the super graphics? Holy crap. It's a pretty extensive demo. Look at all that animation. Sheesh. All right, we got more to look at. One of my favorite Neo Geo games that I played back in the day was an early one called Magician Lord. And this is what Magician Lord could look like. And this one you can actually control a little bit. It's not just watching stuff. If you ever played this on Neo Geo, I mean, to see this like this is like, wow. You can disable the different layers so you can see what each video processor is doing just to look at that. And here we go. I'm actually controlling this dude now. So it's not the game. I can only walk around a little bit and jump. That's all I can do. So I can't like go on and go to the next area. But I mean, that's pretty wild. Okay. The next one I'm going to show you is from, if you're a fan of JRPGs, if you're a fan of old school role-playing games, then this demo is pretty amazing. Okay, Tengai Makiao Zero came out on the Super Famicom. It didn't actually come out on the PC Engine. So he took a section of the game and put it in here. I can't do everything, but I can walk around and go into different places and do quite a bit. So check this out. This is nuts. This shows you, I mean, Super Graphics RPGs could have been, I mean, they just watch this. Okay. I'm controlling this, by the way. But there's only so much I can do. I can't really do too much. There's no sound or anything. I can run. And we're outside. And yes, we can go into these different shops and stuff and talk to people. Hang in there, Hagen. I'll be rooting for you, all right? Hagen, I don't know. You've been living in Fire Shadow Village for years. You and your grandpa finally seem like you really belong here. So there's actually interaction that I can do here. Not a lot, but a little bit. Like I said, you can go into all these different places. Not everyone has somebody in them, but you can go into all of them. You can walk. See, you notice that I'm walking behind stuff too, like the trees in front of me there. There's lots of places you can go in. We're just going to move on because I want to show you some more stuff up here. Stone Valley, where the Buddhist hermit lives, is protected from the Blood Ruin. If you go along the mountain path, you should be able to reach his shrine. And we're going to do that. We're going to go along the mountain path. Look at the colors. Look at the detail, the resolution. It's like the color palette of the Super Nintendo with the resolution of the Genesis. It's nuts. Look at these flames on this. All the animation happening right there. Oh, this looks so good up here. And that is a different character on that one than it was on the other one. It's not the same. All this art is different. Look at this. I mean, look at this. Imagine this with like some awesome CD soundtrack and, I mean, holy crap. What an RPG this would be. I mean, it is on Super Famicom. You could play it on that. Oh, John's here. The Retro Bro he's among us. Magician Lord looks 24-bit. It looks amazing. It actually does. Playing the Super graphics or sewer graphics. Oh Lord. YouTube did it again. I'm sorry, dude. Looks great. The background is sick. It is. Look. Also, notice the color change on my character inside the cave. So Super Graphics is doing that color stuff. That color stuff. That's a technical term for it. Yeah, it's just very impressive. I really wish this had been a full-on game that you could buy and play. I mean, you can play it on Super Famicom, but yeah. Okay, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much as far as I can go in this demo. Just walking around looking at stuff and interacting with a few things, but not a whole lot that I can do. Just enough to get you like interested as to what's possible. Background looks great. Born to Strike says maybe Bro can make a game on Super Graphics. Well, wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? I know I can't. Holy crap. All right, the other thing I want to show you is they have the same guy who did those did these slideshows, and I thought these were just going to be like still photographs using the resolution of the Super Graphics or something like that, but that is not the case. This actually shows you, this is using the engine. Well, I don't know how you describe this. It's using the processing of the console to make this stuff. So I'll show you. Here's an example. First up, Ghouls and Ghosts. You can see that's not a still image. Stuff's happening there. That one is a still image. That one obviously is not. This is from the game right here. Got some animation happening on that one. Pretty wild. Oh, it is thundering really bad right now. Let's hope the power stays on. Okay. more. There's more. Don't worry. There's more. So, here's an example. Hagane. That's a Super Famicom game. That's not on TurboGrafx or any. It's a Super Famicom game. But they got. Just watch this. Watch this. So some of these are still. There you got some animation happening in the back there. There's a fully animated one. God, to play Hagane on a Super Graphics, holy crap, that would be awesome. I mean, that's a Hudson game, you know? I do have this cartridge, by the way. My buddy Max sold it to me for Super Famicom. It's awesome. Yeah, anyway, more. We got more. John says, just Googled it. SuperGrafx uses the same coding as the NES, assembly language, but can also be done in C, which is interesting. Well, you know, that's the thing with the TurboGrafx and PC Engine and SuperGrafx. Hudson was the biggest developer for the NES and Famicom, and when they decided to partner with NEC to make their console, they chose hardware that they could make that transition easily and try to talk other developers or publishers to come over and put their games on the hardware as well. So, you know, the PC Engine, TurboGrafx, and all that is similar in many, many ways because it was designed to be similar. So maybe what you're saying is there's a chance. There's a chance. That's what you're saying. I get you. I read between the lines. I got you. All right. Let's see. What about a game like Zelda? What would Zelda look like on the SuperGrafx? Can you imagine? Imagine a scenario where they've never brought out a Super Nintendo because Nintendo signed a deal with NEC and Hudson and brought A Link to the Past to the SuperGrafx instead. What would that look like? It look a little something like this. I mean, it looks just like the Super Nintendo one, just higher resolution. That's an interesting effect they're doing on that light coming in the windows. I saw that effect on another one of these demos. What I wouldn't give to play the Link to the Past on the Super Graphics. That would be something. That would be something. Now you're playing with graphics. PC Engine is the true Super Nintendo. Well, it kind of is. It kind of is, you know. Luke says, they're not similar. Only one is turbo and has super graphics. Oh, okay. Hagane is tough. You're right, Mike. It is. Mike Tyson? Oh, yeah. I remember that. Yeah, the commercial. Fake news. This is Super Nintendo. How dare you? Okay. One of these was really impressive. I'm trying to remember. I mean, they're all impressive in their own way, right? Oh, Super Game. This is a Super Bonk from Super Nintendo. This is what Bonk could have looked like on the Super graphics. Doesn't look like this one has much to it. Oh, changing the layers there. It's pretty cool. They let you do that. So like I was saying earlier, Super Graphics has two different independent video processors. Sort of like the 32X in Genesis or the Saturn, you know. So it layers the graphics. So each one of these layers is a different video processor. That's how it's able to do twice the sprites, you know, twice everything, basically. It's freaking crazy. You can play Zelda. Put on Neutopia. Oh, Neutopia is great. Absolutely. Neutopia is very good. Hill says, really upsetting the system failed over here because it didn't get a lot of games. Yeah, TurboGrafx did okay for about a year and a half, you know. It almost took off when Splatterhouse and Bonk were a thing, but it just didn't quite take off. And we never got the Super Graphics. We never even got it. They killed the Super Graphics, you know, very early. Obviously. Impressive. Most impressive. Yes. Okay. What was I gonna... I downloaded some more homebrews that are pretty cool also. That one has Super Graphics support, although it's really not a very good looking game. It's kind of bland looking, so I'm really not sure what is going on with Super Graphics support, but it does have it. It has some enhancements for Super Graphics, but it doesn't look all that great. Some of them are better than others. This one I thought looked pretty good, although it's one of those top-down racing games that I suck at, but it still looks pretty good. It's not Super Graphics, it's just TurboGrafx. PC Engine. Not hearing anything. I think I might need to reset my capture. Oh, there it goes. We're good. Even though I do suck at these games, I think this one actually looks really good. Does that sound too loud? Let me turn that down. I think it's probably too loud. Oh, if you press start, it just game over. Wow. Race 2. Let's see what race 2 looks like. Oh, crap. Oh, wow. This one's hard. I told you I suck at these. Sheesh. Oh, my. Oh, wow. I ran right into that. I don't know. I can't play this game. It looks good, though. Oh, wow. Prime 1 Super Graphics versus 32X, PCFX versus Virtual Boy, Wii U versus GameMate. Okay. Alrighty. Apocalyptic Minister. What's up, dude? Watching you on solar power reserves. Nice. I don't know I've ever had anybody tell me that before. That's cool. Hell yeah. We've got the power. Here's another interesting homebrew. Yeah, I can't play those games, hell. None of those games like that. They look great. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Ow. Damn it. I've never played this before. Bear with me. Oh, god dang it. How dare they? Oh, what? Why couldn't I kill that guy? There we go. Yeah, get some. Who wants some? Piece of cake. Ah. Got him. That's pretty fun, right? This is a free game you can get off itch.io. This is the third version of their demo. It's not the full game, but it's definitely one that I'll pay for when they finish it, because it's pretty cool. Oh, hang on. Chris Courage, the man, the myth, the legend. The legend will never die. What's up, Chris? Oh, I've been missing a Super Graphics stream. Enjoying it? Oh, God. I'm in heaven. I'm in absolute heaven. I was talking about you earlier. Hang on. Luke says, you got the touch. You've got the power. What is this? Transformers? One shall stand, one shall fall. Why throw away your life so recklessly, Prime? That's a question you should ask yourself, Megatron. I might have seen that movie a couple times. Luke says, I just got a split screen ad. Oh, I've heard about this. Silverwings told me about this. I never seen one, but I've heard about it. Chris, I was going to tell you that I was talking about you earlier because while I am like in love with my Super Graphics and absolutely in heaven and having a great time, I did notice in a couple of games, like Bonk, for example, there are some very faint jail bars. They're not really noticeable at all. I'll put on Bonk and show you. They're really not noticeable, but they are there slightly. And I know there's a jail bar fix for the super graphics. So at some point, I might want you to take a look at this thing and see if there's something you could do about that. We'll just leave this on for a second just so maybe you can see what I'm talking about. I don't even know if you'll be able to see it on YouTube because I can barely see it normally. But just on a couple of games where it's like a solid color background of a certain brightness, I can barely kind of make out, like right there. I don't think you might be able to see it. It's hard to see. It's there, but it's very faint. And it's not like it bothers me. It's not a big deal. I mean, shit, I'm getting RGB out of this thing. I'm happy, right? But like one of these days, maybe that's something we can talk about, you know? That's why I was talking about you earlier. But no, dude, I am absolutely loving the super graphics. I should have bought one years ago. Well, I couldn't really. I couldn't do it, honestly, because the only reason I got a super graphics is because Crix come out with the Turbo EverDrive Pro and the EDFX, and it makes the super graphics viable, you know, because otherwise it was really not viable. Because it was like, even if I was to get a super graphics, I was going to have to get one of those super CD-ROMs, and I would have to get the arcade card. I already have the arcade card for the Duo, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just not, it didn't make sense. It was going to be this monstrous thing that it just seemed like it was a nightmare. But now, oh my, I got it all. I got it all. I'm very, very happy with it. Da, 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 da. You've got the look. Yes. Yes, I remember that one too. Pat Benatar, is that right? I believe, maybe. Hell says, still remember seeing it when it was in theaters. Oh, Potion Sword Run is here. Oh my god, dude. Thank you for stopping by. How are you feeling? Are you doing okay? I don't mean to be an a-hole. I'm not trying to be like... I know you've struggled with some stuff, and you probably don't like people bringing it up, so I apologize about that, but just wondering how you're doing. Hopefully you're doing okay. Let's see. Luke, yeah, I don't see anything apocalyptic, but once you see it, you can't unsee. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you're talking about the gel bars. Yeah, it's there. It's just not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. Chris says the jail bar fix might help. The only way to know is to give it a try. Yeah, I know what you mean. Bonk, JJ and Jeff, Keith Courage, all games that make it easier to see jail bars, solid backgrounds. Honestly, it doesn't really bother me. It's not a big deal. I just noticed it a little bit. But it's the only reason I can notice it is because I'm getting RGB out of this console. I noticed it when I had a PC Engine Core. I had one of those blue... I don't know if it was the Core 2 or the Core, but I had the blue one, the one with the blue letters. And I had RGB out of that, and I noticed it on that also, but it wasn't a big deal then. And it's not a big deal now. So I probably won't even worry about it, you know. I probably, because like I said, it's not, I'm happy. I'm very happy. But maybe down the road it's something, I don't know. We'll see. I really just wanted to get your thoughts about it more than anything. Prime 1, Timmy, you don't have to worry being blocked in here. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. Luke says, Timmy, where's Jimmy? Have you guys had any fights recently? Potion says, I'm great, Cyrus. I can't complain. No worries. Congrats on your console. It's super cool. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. I'm glad to hear you're doing good, because I always like, you know, I will admit that I don't always watch everything that you do, Potion, but none of us do, right? Certain things we watch, certain things we kind of go, it's not really for me, you know? And then I watch the other stuff. But what I do watch of your stuff, I thoroughly enjoy. So, you're a very funny guy. He's a funny guy. Funny how? Hell says, unless YouTube decides to do it. You talking about the blocking? I don't know what y'all are talking about. Chris says, those gel bars are extremely weak compared to some other systems I've seen. Oh, God, yes. That Neo Geo, the first Neo Geo I had that had the gel bars, that was horrible. That was the worst gel bars I've ever seen. That was so bad that it ruined the experience for me. That's why the biggest reason that I sold that Neo Geo, the first one that I had. And when I bought another Neo Geo, I got one that already had the gel bar fixed because I knew. I was like, I'm not going to be able to deal with that. That was bad. But this is very minimal. I'm really not worried about it at all. Oh, man. They don't have Castlemania on here, Prime. Unfortunately, it's not on the TurboGrafx. At least not that I've found. Maybe somebody will do a homebrew version of it. I hope not. But it is possible, I guess. Okay. Here's one that I got a while back and I really haven't played much. This is not Super Graphics. This is just TurboGrafx, but it's a really cool homebrew. Yeah, get some. Ninja time. Kind of reminds me of Duke Nukem in some ways. Like the old school Duke Nukem. Oop, I was up there already. Damn it. There. There we go. Ouch. Ouch. Ah, damn it. Ouch. Oh yeah. Ouch. I hate those little guys. Ah, damn it. Ooh, I died. I died. Crap. Crap. Oh, man. Okay, I gotta check the chat. Let's see. Bad caps in the system? No, the caps are good on my system. They're not bad. It's just there's a jail bar thing that you get sometimes with some of this hardware. Luke says, John is working on Castlevania spiritual successor. Maybe, sort of. Not really. No. Prime 1 PC Engine has night creatures. You can play the... Yes. Yes, I'm very familiar with Night Creatures, Prime 1. That's a game I paid full price for back in the day. I fell for it. They put out a VHS tape that made Night Creatures look pretty cool. For some reason, I thought it might be. And I went and bought it, and I paid $60 for that game when it first came out. Because I was like, oh, Night Creatures is going to be great. So I sat down with my friend, one of my good friends, who his dad loved the TurboGrafx, because they just borrowed my TurboGrafx all the time. But anyway, we sat down in my buddy's living room, because he had one of those giant CRTs, and we played Night Creatures. And the whole time he's laughing at me. Like, he's like, this game's crap. This game sucks. And I'm like, no, man, it's good. I was so mad. I was so mad at that game. Look at the look at the gore on this. Holy crap. It's crazy. But, yeah, Night Creatures is not a great game. That's another game that, unless I cheat, I'll never beat that game. There's, like, literally no way. So that's another one I got to get the cheat codes on so I can do that. There's like a bunch of games that I've never been able to beat, and I never will be able to beat, and I just need to cheat and beat them just so I can see the game, you know? I did that with that Batman and Robin game for the Genesis, and I'm really glad I did, because I never was going to beat that Batman and Robin game, but with the cheats, I got to see the whole game, and that game is beautiful. Holy crap, the graphic effects they do in that game are insane. So I recommend cheating on that, for sure. Let's see. Prime 1 PC, Night Creatures, Apocalyptic. You mean funny like a clown? What about me is funny to you? Love that movie. Luke says, I'm not a big fan of these character sprites, but the rest looks good. It's kind of weird, right? It has that weird look from a lot of PC games. Yeah. But it's cool. It's okay. Apocalyptic, this one looks great. Potion says, hola, Retro Bro. Congrats on your Kickstarter, your game. You should be proud of yourself. Absolutely. John has done unimaginably well with his Kickstarter. I gotta say, I had a lot of faith in John and in his ability to make a good game. I've played the game quite a bit, helping test a little bit. I knew it was good, but, you know, I guess it's just the game people were looking for. The light gun stuff and the Metal Gear Solid kind of aspect to it, the Zelda kind of aspect to it. Yeah, it just appeals to a lot of people. So, yeah, John should be very proud of that. It's a huge accomplishment. It's done very well. Pushing the character is giving Ghouls and Ghost vibe. Yeah, a little bit. Sai, I thought you turned memberships. I don't. Oh, it's not in effect yet. I do have it turned on, but they have to approve the new stuff. So it'll probably be tomorrow when it actually comes on. I'll let you guys know whenever it's available. If you were listening earlier when I was talking about all the stuff I'm doing with the memberships, there's a lot going on. You might want to go back to the beginning of the stream if you are curious about all that, because I don't really want to go through it again, but there's a lot of stuff involved that I'm going to be giving as part of the membership thing. So we're going to have a good time with that. And the magazine is back in the works. So good stuff. Good stuff, guys. Chris says Super Graphics systems don't get bad capacitors. Oh my. That's a bold statement, Chris. Yeah, mine looked really good. I know that when I opened it up. Everything looked good in there. Luke says, wise man say forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza. Another movie I might have seen once or twice, Luke. Once or twice? Yes. Oh my God. One of the best. I don't know. Is there a better cartoon to movie adaptation, comic book cartoon to, I don't want to say comic book because, you know, whatever. But yeah, the first Ninja Turtles movie was too good. It was so good, they could never live up to that again, right? What a great movie. Oh, Prime 1, $2. You paid $60 for Night Creatures. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you for that. I made back $2 from that, so that helps. It takes a little of the sting off. Yes, that was bad. That was a bad day for me. Thank you, sir. John says, speaking of cheating, you're going to beat Dota now that in putting an easy mode in it. Oh. I will try. I don't make any promises. Desert of the Undead. Desert of the Undead. So many abbreviations. You're like, I was like, what is he talking about? Dota. Desert of the Undead. I will definitely try, dude. Because I want to beat it. But it's hard. Oh my. What am I saying? You know what I'm saying. Shut up. Luke says, full game stream of Desert of the Undead coming soon. Luke, we both should do that. We got to get this new version and then we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Hill says, I started playing Sword of Vermilion again after so many years. Clocked so many hours with it back in the day. Sword of Vermilion. You're talking about it for the Genesis, right? I don't think I've ever played through that game. I've played it, but I definitely have never beaten that game. That's going to go on my list. I've got a list. We all have our lists, you know. But that's definitely going to go on my list of games that I need to try to beat. Thank you for reminding me of that one. It looks like on-screen chat froze. Oh, is it frozen? Oh, no. Let's see if I can fix that. Don't know if I can. Hang on. Yeah, I might not be able to fix that. Hang on. We'll see. I'm going to go to this, and then we'll come back to that and see if it... Let me see. Test. Oh, it's working. Maybe it's just not showing all the chat. Sometimes that happens, even if I put it on live chat. Sometimes it doesn't show everything. These chats, I don't know. Bassarino. What's up, Bassarino? He says, I don't believe Cy cheats. I do sometimes. Absolutely. I haven't really cheated on a game in a while, but I am all for it. I'm planning to do a lot of cheating. Absolutely. I've already streamed the full game and beat it. Well, you know what, Luke? Nobody likes a bragger, okay? Okay. Well, that's awesome. I have not. I have not beat it. Hell says, yep, it was one of the first sets of games I got for the Genesis. Came with the book, and I used it to help get started. Okay, well, that's a game I got to go back and try again. Absolutely, Sword of Vermilion. You know, there's several RPGs on the Genesis that I need to try to beat. Several. Because there's not that many I have beat. I beat Phantasy Star 2 and Phantasy Star 4 on the Genesis. But I never beat 3. Never beat Sword of Vermilion. There's several other ones. So, yeah. What am I doing? What am I doing? Baserino says, you know what they do to cheaters in other countries, Sai? Let's just say it's not pretty for those thumbs. Oh my goodness. They take it seriously. They're like, not in our country. Oh my. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. I put a bunch more CDs in here, a lot of which are not translated. They're just Japanese and I can't really play them. But I figured I'd go ahead and put them in here, and maybe someday somebody will release a patch and I can patch them. But at least I have them in here. And there's so many on here that I haven't beaten. It's crazy. So many. One of these days I will beat them all. Oh my. You know what I'm saying. So many games. I always tell people, if you haven't played the CD games for PC Engine and TurboGrafx, you really haven't played a TurboGrafx. Because the Hue cards and Turbo Chips, there's some great games, don't get me wrong. But it's like a whole different console once you put the CDs in. Oh yeah. See what we got in the options here. Game level. Easy digest. Oh wow. Normal, hard, super hard. Yeah, we'll go with easy. Digest, whatever digest is. Hill says, other than the sprites, I really liked Double Dragon 2. Yeah, it's pretty good, dude. It's not bad.
天暦92年4月、俺たちの部隊は火星における英国軍の戦力増強と新型アームドアーマーのテストのため、ここパボニス基地に降りようとしている。
You can kind of see the gel bars, but it's so faint. You really can't tell.
新型機のテストとはいえ、なんで火星組んだりまで来なきゃなんねんだ。
しょうがないだろ。あれが地球上でテストできるような代物か。
片道2週間だぞ。いつ地球圏に戻れるか分かったもんじゃねえよ。
Seeing this reminding me of the Sharp X68000 and FM Towns Marty. FM Towns has Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, which was ported to the 3DO, the greatest 32-bit system of all time. I like my 3DO. It's pretty good. I don't have the FM Towns or the X68000 though. I've heard those are really cool.
まあ、エース国との戦争が始まらないように祈るしかないさ。
I tried to use that Google voice translate thing to try to translate some PC Engine stuff, and it doesn't work at all. It's like it can't even keep up at all. It's terrible.
ああ、
どうやって貴様らガーネット招待から新型機を分取るかって相談していたところだ。
タイ、冗談はやめてくださいよ。もうスプリガンのテストは自分たちの隊がやるって決まったんですよ。そういうマービー隊のエメラルド招待の任務は何ですか？
俺たちの隊は
Really want to thank you guys for coming to hang out tonight. And everybody seems to have a pretty good positive reaction to the announcements I made about the super chats turning back on and the memberships and then starting up the magazine again. I really appreciate the support. That means a lot. It really does. You know, sometimes you just get a lot of criticism when you try to do stuff. So you guys have always been really cool to me. I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
実戦配備が楽しみってところだね。
敵か？なんだ？
Two very expensive systems. Oh, yes. Hell says, really wish I had another 3DO since I can't stand trying to play some games on the EMU for it. Yeah. I'm glad there are emulators. It's very helpful, you know? Especially if you want to try a game that you've never been able to play. But it's definitely... I don't know of any emulator, not even the PS2 emulator, that I really prefer over real hardware. Maybe the PlayStation emulator, but not really. I'd rather play regular... Like, it's weird. I don't know. I'm crazy. I'd rather play PlayStation games on my PS3. That way, which is still emulation, but it's not the same. You know, I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know. Emulation's great. I'm glad that it exists. I'm just not really into it. Mike says, really stick through this and understand that it's going to bring the weirdos out. I understand. It's fine. Like I said, it's not going to bother me. Those same people would be talking crap about me no matter what I do. I know that for a fact. It literally doesn't have anything to do with me. They talk about everybody. It's what it is. It's what it is. And that's their grift. Everybody has something that they're doing. That's what they're doing. So whatever. I'm just going to do what I'm doing. Don't look back. Speaking of looking back, I just turned around. I was like, oh, I can turn around. Look at me. I said, don't look back. Now I turned around. That was funny. Funny how? Look at all that parallaxing. It's pretty cool. The colors and everything. I love the way this game looks. I know not everybody likes the side-scrolling shmups. Some people only like the top-down shmups. I'm not one of those people. I like both. I'm bi-shmup-able. Yeah, I can do either one. Oh, that's my guy. That's my guy. Oh. Okay, let me get on this side. Oh. Taking some damage here. Yeah, I need your help. Yeah, get some. Let's see. Mike Wolf says, really... Oh, okay. He says, by the way, what was that name of that ninja game you're playing? We'll take a look in just a second. I can't remember the name of it. We'll look at it in just a second. Only real problem with trying to play PS1 on PS3 is some disc games don't run properly compared to digital versions. You know, that's a good point. I will say this. And I know what you're talking about because, like, I have Tekken 3 on disc, and I can't play Tekken 3 on my PS3 because it's interlaced. And the PS3 doesn't do a proper job of de-interlacing the disc-based games. But I have games like what's that one game, that fighting game, Bloody Roar 2, and those are also interlaced, but they've fixed it in the digital versions, so it's not a problem. So I agree with you. There's a couple of games, you know, like Tekken 3 that unfortunately I'm not going to be able to play on my PS3. I got to actually break out the PS2 or my original PS1 to play, or just play them on an emulator. But yeah, for the most part, I mean, I own a crap ton of digital games on my PS3. It's a great way to play PS1 games. It really is, for the most part. Chris Courage, there is a setting in the options for this game where you can turn off the in-game voice text. Oh, that's a good idea. I should do that next time. I should definitely do that next time. Anyway, let's take a look real quick. See if we can find that ninja game real quick, just so I can tell you what the name of it is, because I totally forgot what it was. Okay, that one was the cat ninja game there. Nyanja, that was the cat one. That's not the one you're talking about. You're talking about, let's see, homebrew. There it is. Ninja Butai Demo version 1.1. That's what that one was. Ninja Booty. Ninja Booty. Ninja Booty. You like that Ninja Booty, don't you? Yeah, you want to get some of that Ninja Booty. Yep. Anyway. King of Fighters 95 locks up fully and off-world interceptor crashes eventually, along with getting white flashes constantly. That sucks, man. Yeah, there's a few games, absolutely, that you're going to have problems. Absolutely. So definitely keep your other hardware around, because you might need it. Woo! Ninja Booty, yes. Guys, I want to thank you again for coming to hang out tonight. Didn't really expect to go this long, but I did want to show some of this stuff, some of these really cool tech demos and homebrews and stuff. Very cool stuff. And we had a lot to talk about. You know, the magazine is starting up again. Memberships will probably be starting tomorrow. Things are different on the channel, and I hope everybody's cool with that. But that's what's happening. So thank you guys for your support. Really want to thank Prime One. Prime One hit us up with our first two super chats that I've had in quite some time. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very, very much. You guys you've been very, very supportive. I really appreciate it. Silverwings jumping in at the end. Thank you, Silverwings. Thank you for being here, man. Baserino, also, thank you very much. Hell, you have not been hell tonight. You have been very pleasant, and I appreciate the conversation. It's been awesome. Chris Courage. What can I say? You guys know Chris. Chris is, he's the man. And if you guys need any work done on your consoles, talk to Chris. He'll at least point you in the right direction, even if it's something he doesn't really want to, or if there's an issue with him working on it, he'll let you know. But Chris has worked on a lot of stuff for me and done a fantastic job. So thank you very much, Chris. Silverwings didn't expect to go this long. That's what she said. How would you know? Is my place bugged? Mike Wolf. The Wolf has been among us this entire time. Mike, definitely appreciate you. Oh, last line. Last line. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. John, the Retro Bro, who has had a tremendous success on Kickstarter with his game. And he's just a really cool dude. He's also a good friend of mine. And I'm very happy that things are going so well. So congratulations, John. Thank you for being here. And if you guys are interested in what he's doing, go check out what he's got going on, because it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Luke's Awakening, who now has a new cartridge for his N64. Luke, if you're still here, I have a question I wasn't 100% clear on. Can you tell me, is the cartridge you bought like an EverDrive where you load stuff onto an SD card, or is it like a multi-cart where it's all built into the actual cartridge, like it's on a ROM chip? I'm very curious about that. Because that's... And also how much you paid for it. I'm very curious about that as well. Because it's pretty cool. Pretty cool cartridge. Did I say Baserino? Thank you, Baserino, for being here. As always. Potion Sword Run. But it's also Potion Sword 1. He did win. He stopped by. And I definitely appreciate that. Love talking with him. We always have good conversation. Apocalyptic Minister. Still preaching the good word to the people of the wasteland. Thank you, Apocalyptic Minister. Thank you for being here. Prime 1. I know I said your name. But I keep saying it. Because it's in front of me. And I need to say it. Laughing at me about night creatures. How dare you? How dare you, sir? Who else? Born Distracted. Born Distracted. Been here since the olden days. Ye olden YouTube days of Video Game Virus. Born Distracted. Good guy. I always love talking about Born Distracted. Even if he is a little obsessive about his OLEDs. OLED. It's got to be a new technology for you to get obsessive about. We're going to find something for you, Born Distracted. Kevin B. Hall, also love seeing him. He had some funny things to say. Always love hanging out with Kevin. Let's see. Who else? Salvatore. The guy who basically has figured out some sort of hack to beating the horse racing thing with the Casey. I gotta pick your brain one of these days, Salvatore. Jeffrey. Go Game Go is here. Jeffrey is my good friend who, like me, is very interested in TurboGrafx and possibly a Super Graphics at some point for Jeff. I hope we'll see how that goes. He's got the Analog Duo. He doesn't really need it. Who needs it? You don't need a Super Graphics. But I feel like Jeff understands. I feel like he understands. Who else was here? Who else? PJ was here. Oh man, PJ. We're gonna have to do another show maybe next weekend. We'll have to talk about it and see what consoles we want to play and what we want to do. But yeah, we'll have to invite the posse and have a party. If you know what I'm saying. I like to have a party with a posse. Kevin11 would be a good username. Okay, last line. Alrighty. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. You too, Cyrus. Thank you, Potion. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much. You guys are awesome. I'll have more updates soon. I'll put out some videos talking about the membership stuff. We'll figure it all out. Thank you guys for everything. Y'all have a great evening. Looks like YouTube doesn't want you to know where I share my character updates. Put it on my Discord if you want to. There's a link. If you go to my YouTube channel and you look in the links at the top, there's a link to my Discord. It's probably in the description of this also. But come to my Discord. Come. You can share there. It'll be cool. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Have a great week. Yes, y'all take care, and I will see y'all very soon. Just a quick reminder, there are t-shirts and video game magazines that you can buy. In the description of this channel, you'll see the links listed at the top. The first one, buy the magazine, will take you to a place to buy the magazine, the retro gaming magazine that we've created, Super Mega Graphics 64. This link down here says SMG 64 stuff. Will take you to t-shirts that I've created that you can buy. So if you're looking for some stuff to wear or some stuff to read, I've got you covered. As always, thanks for hanging out here, watching the videos and the streams. More coming soon. I appreciate it, guys. Bye-bye.